Well, what a great day and a great crowd. The last time I had the pleasure of being with Jennifer, it was at a fundraiser where she literally broke her personal bank buying 2 tickets to American Idol. Surprised she's here today. I thought she'd have a second job. You know, I would like to give heartfelt special appreciation and thanks to Rayburn Lewis, who's not only personally one of my favorite people, he's certainly my favorite African-American Swede, and I'm delighted he could be here with us today. I'd also like to point out that we wouldn't be here today without the efforts of Cal Knight, who's our president, who's been in here fighting each and every day. He's actually been here long enough to withstand all the battles associated with Ballard. But also, we wouldn't be here literally today without our good friend and colleague, Kevin Brown, who has the responsibility of overseeing all of our facilities, all of our facility campaigns, and we must have 4 or 5 of them on our plate, not to mention our new hospital in Issaquah. So Kevin, thank you for all you do. I have the particular pleasure and honor this morning of introducing you my very good friend, Sally Clark, who is my favorite councilwoman and one of my very favorite public servants. And to underscore the fact that every once in a while I get things right, my wife and I, Mimi, who many of you know who are close to me, is the real star of my family and the real antenna for great people that we have the opportunity to hang out with. Mimi has also put up with me for, well, it's 35 years now in my various iterations of public service and certainly my political endeavors, which she'd probably like to get a lot of that money back over time. We had the opportunity to go to a event together, a very large event that we happened to be fortunate to sit with Sally and her wonderful partner, Liz. And Sally had just declared that she was going to throw her hat in the ring for the newly vacant post on the council. And we had a lovely evening together. We went home, and without prompting, Mimi said, "We have to do a fundraiser for Sally." You have to understand, Mimi had never, ever said we had to do a fundraiser for a politician. So I knew we were on to something good there. The something good about Sally is that she has spent her time on the council empowering people, empowering neighborhoods like Ballard, empowering people to understand that they have the real ability to change if they work together, and they work with institutions like Swedish to accomplish that. I'm very proud to say that Sally has taken on a real leadership role in the council, and it's a pretty wild council, that City Council of Seattle. So we're very happy to have her there, where she is working on the land use and planning committees. She's actually chair of the transportation committee, and that's something we have to deal with every day, especially here at Ballard. She's also on the finance and budget committee. I'm going to predict right now that this is not the only time that you'll have an opportunity to speak with, hopefully, and see Sally. I think she is going to be a leader for many years to come, and in many different iterations. So it's my great pleasure and honor to introduce my good friend and our good friend, Sally Clark.
Well, thank you very much to Dan, and it's a lovely introduction. And I have to say that early on, when I did get into the city council work, which is now just 4 years ago, although it sometimes feels like longer, Dan and Mimi were among the initial folks that I connected with that were so helpful in terms of just rationality about what are we doing in the city, what steps are we supposed to be taking in order to be a continually successful, growing in the right way, jobs, good community kind of place. And that's been a fantastic asset for me, being on city council. And being here today is part of that. So I definitely want to echo the thanks on behalf of the city to all of you and to all of the work that goes into an incredible project like this. And so as Dan mentioned, I'm on the Planning, Land Use, and Neighborhoods Committee, and I chair the Finance and Budget Committee, and we talk about economic development a lot these days, as you might imagine. And lately, I don't go to a lot of groundbreakings. Previous years, first couple of years on the council, you could go to a few groundbreakings now and again, usually residential projects. And it is a little bit quieter in town right now. There are a lot of folks who are very excited to see groundbreakings like Swedish's expansion here in Ballard and see jobs as a result of it, whether it's the construction jobs that happen when the ground is actually broken and as you see the buildings start to go up, or whether it's simply that Swedish made a decision to expand in the city. We also know through a little bit of research that it is much easier to retain the jobs that we have here now. It is much easier to grow the jobs and the businesses that we have here now than it is to go out and import new ones. Now, we had a great announcement by the Russell Company that they are moving to Seattle, but boy, those are few and far between. Those are home runs that you don't expect. And it's great when they happen, but really where our emphasis needs to be is on making sure that we are able to help organizations like Swedish and other folks choose to stay in the city. And it also connects to another responsibility that I have on the council where I serve on the Seattle-King County Board of Health. And we talk a lot about healthcare reform right now and what it means at the local level, all of the national talk about public option and investments in public health and figuring out how to make the medical home be more of a discussion. That's what some of us are talking about. Other folks aren't really talking about that much. But the ability to expand in Ballard and have a state-of-the-art facility that is actually close to the community, that maintains the community ties that have been important, as you heard Dr. Lewis go through the history of the institution here, that's invaluable. And that's part of what we hope is the revolution and getting back to the real practice of community medicine and really having people be connected to their health and to the decisions regarding their health. And this project is so in line with that, and that makes it another reason that I'm so happy to be here today to be a part of this celebration. The only thing that concerns me about this project so far is that from time to time Ballard discusses again whether to secede from the city. We annexed in 1907. It had to do with water. There was a desire for clean drinking water. They have that now. I believe they can buy that in the store, and so that's really no longer the prime issue for them. And now you will have provided them an even greater, even more state-of-the-art medical facility so that if they do decide to proceed with they really don't need the rest of the city's healthcare system. So you may have caused a big problem. I don't know. I may be back on this. On a personal note, I will also say that I'm so happy to be here and that Dr. Lewis is the king of the Ballard project as well. And I actually didn't know that because a few years ago when my shoulder came out at rowing, and I row with Beth Upton, they said, okay, go to Swedish. We're going to go to Capitol Hill campus. We'll go there. Tell them you're Dr. Lewis's patient. I'm like, well, I'm not sure I've ever actually seen Dr. Lewis as a patient. No. We're going to tell them that you're Dr. Lewis's patient. Trust me. Worked out great. Sure enough, I was shown right back to the room. It was fantastic. So, congratulations. And I look forward to being here a year from now for the ribbon cutting. Thank you.